The episode states of VTubing by Depressed no Sagi. VTubing's ruins. Interesting.
VTubing is ruined. What happened to VTubers?
Well, I think everyone says this a lot of times, like very often for the last like 2, 3, 4 years. And even though it's like that, I mean, we're still here, right? So what the fuck?
Why is VTubing so negative now? It's a sincere question that you might have asked,
Is it though? Is it VTubing so negative though? Huh? I mean, of course, we always keep seeing shit happening on X with these horror tubes that we see out there, and like how like majority of VTubers in West are all liberals, so they everything becomes a novella for them, like becomes a novel, a fucking high school drama, you know. But I don't think it's the same, for example, for Japanese VTubers and stuff like that, and even other ones that really doesn't relate to any politics at all. Like, so I think it's a small, like, I mean, it's not small because usually it's the biggest creators that are actually making havoc, right? Like, for example, Shy Lily, and Cinder, and you know all the crap, and Bao, and you know that, right? So but there is too much like too many others on that to say that like that is so terrible like this, you know. I think I want to believe that it's a minority of loud people on internet, you know. It's a minority of content creators that are too much loud of the woke side, you know. I want to believe on that, honestly.
especially if you came into the industry back in its early establishment, and it's a question laced with negativity, usually. If you've been around since like 2020, 2019, you might have a fond memory of what it represented. It was a time when it
Yeah,
was
it's just
magical,
loud
it was
minority.
fresh. Everything was glittering with inspiration and creativity. You felt emotions you've never felt before, a space to enjoy and escape from the real world that was breathing down your neck. But now? Well, it just seems like many places are on fire, and it's hard to ignore the screaming in the background, and it's usually the same cycle. First comes venting, then callouts, then vague posting, then politics, high school level drama, every single week. It's gotten to a point that I'm getting tired of it.
Yep.
Me, a fucking slop-eating, slop-making retard. We have VTubers themselves reminiscing about the good times, pondering what happened. Somewhere in 2020 and 2026, a poison was dropped in the well, something that cascaded the industry into this messy dumpster fire that, despite its many ups and downs, many people still call home. So, what happened? But before we continue,
I don't
may
know, you
interest
tell me.
in other videos not meant for the peasants to see. In that case, I'd recommend you join my channel memberships or my Patreon. We have monthly exclusive bangers in
Nah.
there, as well as uncensored versions of certain
I bet a lot of people will like that, and
content, all ad-free. And besides, you help me keep creating bangers like these in the long
Oh, I miss this anime. I didn't finish it watching up until this very day. Kaguya-sama. Yeah, I still didn't finish it watching. I only watched the first season. No, I think I watched the second one too. I'm not sure.
long term with your support. So if you have some spare change for a cup of coffee every month or something, consider giving it to me instead. Anyway, that's all. Thank you, and let's go back to the video. Let's make things clear first. Since 2020, where a lot of traditional fans became fans, the scene has always been plagued with a lot of negativity and drama and tribalistic behavior, especially from Hololive fans and Nijisanji fans. During those days, stuff happened, like Yozoramel harassed in the workspace, Mano Aloe's graduation exploding in Hololive's face, Capcom intentionally targeting Hololive for not getting proper permissions for their games, Hololive fans being skeptical of English, the Kerio Coco title proper permissions for their games, Hololive fans
Which VTuber is actually this? What the fuck? This is a snake? What? Seriously, I don't know which is. I know, like, I think this is Amelia, right? I'm not sure. This is Mori Calliope. And this is, I mean, Gura, of course. I don't know this one. I don't know this one, and neither this one. What the fuck is this, a snake? Like, a snake tail, but it has legs, but Nyalato tap or what the fuck? What Cthulhu? I don't know.
Fans being skeptical of English, the Kyrgyz Taiwan incident, Hololive China being dissolved and the political shenanigans that came from that, Mori Calliope's Lean incident, Mori Calliope's Connor incident, Mori Calliope being baited by the trolls incident, Mori Calliope's Gura incident. There was a lot of Mori Calliope drama. Heck, even outside Hololive, we had the voice replacement incident of Kizuna Ai, the King Yuzaka Meru versus Yuzuki Rua civil war, Project Melody's VTuber model getting copyright struck by the modeler.
Oh, I remember that. Oh my god, that was so fucking terrible. She had a hard time with that down.
I could name a lot more, but most of the drama I'm gonna wager you haven't really heard of, especially the smaller ones. Or you might even think that it wasn't that big of a deal. But even despite all this negativity, there was a massive upside. People chose not to focus on the drama too much and the negativity, including myself, because VTubing was so
I never find like Gura so much interesting to watch. Like, I don't know, maybe just not for me. But also, I think her avatar, like her old avatar of the shark, like I don't think it's that good too, in my opinion. I really think that she was way better with the Aisameko Saba than actually the other one.
magical, it incited a lot of very deep and positive emotions. It inspired so much creativity and will that the fact that there were a lot of drama was almost brushed under the rug. In this once small bubble, the positivity overpowered the negativity, even while that negativity was happening during its peak. But as the magic of VTubing slowly disappeared, as the freshness faded and the industry expanded, that positive energy also went away. The honeymoon period being over left fans roiling in the negativity that remains. But a few people might not see it that way, especially the newcomers. I hear a lot of opinions about why VTubing became the way that it is, whether or not they prefer it. VTubers focused so much on the streamer aspect rather than the character part. I interpreted this as a lot of newcomers focusing too much on the business rather than the fun, becoming overall a well-oiled machine rather than an entertainer. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have tweets like this from JoeCat saying that VTubing is becoming better because everyone is slowly shedding the idol culture parts of the medium.
Kind of proud of VTubers slowly? Huh? Kind of proud of VTubers slowly but surely breaking down the idol culture roots of VTuber. Yeah, I'm happy with that too, but I don't see that too much often yet, to be honest. But I think that needs to be breaked. Like, I myself don't find that too much entertaining at all. I prefer like people literally doing VTubing for everything else, like VTubing to news, VTubing to everything. VTubing is just another way of doing content creation. You don't need to be stuck, like, don't need to be stuck in these small words of idols, you know, like, I really don't like that idea, you know. You can do it for everything. Everything. You can, you, why have this so, why be so small-minded like that, you know? Show your face, be open about having a partner, keeping the parasocialness in check. Yeah, I see a lot of people. Actually, this are a lot of improvements that we are seeing. I've seen like lately, more than ever, like in the last 1 or 2 years or so, a lot of VTubers not actually being afraid of telling that they have partners or, you know, stuff like that, you know? Uh, and I think this is very good also. They need to stop like this thing of, oh, if I tell that my manager is my boyfriend, like I'll have problems with stuff like that. Like, come on, you don't. People are there for who you are. Of course, like, you lose the goodness. You probably lose the goodness, but I mean, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have a goodness to begin with. At least I don't want my audience. I really don't want to.
So which is it? Is VTubing becoming worse or getting better? Obviously, your answer will ultimately depend on factors like when you became interested in VTubing and entered the industry, and who your favorite creators are.
It's not like even. It's not like even I have anything against them at all. Like, of course, like I think they shouldn't be doing that. But it's because It's because like when you start having many of these around, they start demandate and expect things that you're clearly it's not your main thing, your channel that you want to be doing, you know? So that's not good. I really don't want to have these people around.
And if you are a creator yourself, what kind of creator you wanna be. And as you can surmise from the title, I am leaning towards the former, especially because I am a traditional VTuber fan, who mostly watches VTubers that associate more with the JP adjacent culture rather than the English Twitch streamer culture. And from my thinking, I have created a model that encapsulates why VTubing has become the way that it is.
A Joe Cat said? Joe Cat, who is Joe Cat? Is the name of this guy? I fully disagree with Mizuki. You should just go into face scan if you want to do what Joe Cat said. What you mean by that? I get something wrong? Especially if you fake scan. I mean, if a VTuber does a live stream, it like stop being a VTuber, just a can streamer. A what? If a VTuber does a live stream, it like stop being a VTuber, just a cat streamer. So I'm not a VTuber because I'm doing a live stream right now. A what?
I call it the 4Ds: difficulty, disillusionment, division, and drama. I think this is the loop that made VTubing the way that it is, and wherever you might have
Thank you very much, Kryptonian Jedi, for 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
started falling into the piece here, I've noticed that it always happens in this order. So let me break it down. As VTubing expanded, there became more viewers, more money to harvest, but also more competition. There became less things to try and innovate on. Back then, when there were few VTubers, innovation and even unique character design elements and gimmicks were easier to do because the space was emptier. There were still lots of strats and undiscovered niches, but now, a lot of niches has been filled. Standing out has become a lot more difficult. This bred a bit of desperation, a sense
I disagree with Nozaki on that because even though like clearly the number of VTubers actually increased a lot, I think anyone can tell that. But the number of viewers of VTubers, the number of of audience, the amount of audience of VTubers are actually growing a lot by year. And I don't know the numbers of this year, but up until the last year, it was growing exponentially higher year after year. So proportionally, I still think that there is space for everyone, literally, in every single. Even though when there are like so many leftoid VTubers, like so many liberal VTubers, like if you think anything different than that, I think there will be always space for you. Like, come on, how many basic VTubers we can actually think about, you know? Like I'm saying basic so you guys understand. But you know what I mean. How many can you clear like call out of your mind and like you know, like there are not much many. Like for example, I can tell right away like Keisha and Celestium, Ember, Leaflet. Who else? Like, well, there is Paldor, Banana Juju, and okay, over. I might be there might be there are others, but I need more effort to think of them. But that's not many. That's how can you tell that entire industry like this niche is already filled with just these few names? Like it's not possible, you know. You see Amalgamite, you know, the Amalgamite too, you know?
sense of defensiveness or insecurity for a VTuber's own content, design, and even fans. We saw a small glimpse of this behavior from multiple big VTubers
Yeah, for of those three, I agree with Venatrix.
when the Cinder incident happened. When VTubing became big, it started to get more difficult to create content that could retain your viewers while
I don't know this age race, so I cannot talk because I don't know it.
also attracting more. This might not be the case for a lot of the bigger already established creators, but it is the case for most of the creators that wanted to climb the ladder, and believe me, there was a lot. Without the support of something like Hololive, how the hell were you
Oh, I miss this one. I miss Kill Aquarium. I use it to enjoy the the parodies of the music that she did. I didn't watch his streams or anything. I use it. I use it to like her parodies of the musics that she do. Like she was very good at that. She rebranded as that bat. I forgot the name is. I even follow her. Damn, I forgot her name now. Of the I think like the style that she had now is that doesn't. I just doesn't like much anymore. But I use it to like her music, say her parodies that she does. Yeah.
You supposed to grow your own brand. This was when a lot of new agencies popped up, led by people with mysterious background and probably almost zero business experience. And they promised you a little bit of what Hololive does, but without the glam and pre-established numbers. Some VTubers join these agencies, but normally, they are short-lived because a lot of them collapse in the most miserable yet spectacular way. It's a miracle if they just die peacefully and, without drama. Whether these incidents happen because the CEO was a sex pest, or the genmates were schizophrenic that it ruins the company from the inside, or, maybe just the simple
Hello,
but innocent
Russians.
CEO is not that good at business. Lots of things could go wrong behind the scenes, and it could genuinely affect how some of these VTubers see the industry. But let's say you're just an indie that didn't need
Oh, that's a terrible example on the screen. Oh my god.
an agency but needed a bit of help. Perhaps the aid of a third-party company or solo managers was the way to go. But then turns out, you end up being scammed or being sex-pested. Seems to be a common occurrence here for some reason. But when agencies and companies weren't enough, some
I
people
think,
started to
in my
do
opinion, I don't reach a
interesting
dozen.
things. Without the support of an agency, the strat for a lot of VTubers was to be active on Twitter and engage with fans and nerd stuff before debuting themselves. At first, this was a success, with one of the more notable examples being Artemis of the Blue. But then some of these people started bitching and whining about the lack of success, instead of, actually streaming and putting effort and researching what they want to do.
Yep.
These permanent debut TBA creators would be called V-tweeters. Want to do. These permanent
Very good. Oh, don't worry, you're not down for free. I'm gonna pay you back with the likes from my followers. You either pay me with money or I'm not drawing for you. It's as simple as that. Girl, you're a small artist. Who the fuck would pay you for your art with money? What the fuck? The crazy thing is that I don't even know which one is actually wrong or right here anymore. Because I see both sides so terrible lately.
debut TBA creators would be called V-tweeters. And I mention them because a lot of the negativity and drama that happens in the industry is on Twitter.
If you think I'm gonna waste any of my time drawing your ugly ass Bajel face after you sit in my art like this, then you're being delusional. Fine, small artists are all the same. There's a reason why you don't have much followers. I'm a VTuber and you regret this. It's so fucking terrible. I'm a VTuber and you regret this. Oh my god, so omniscient.
And is caused by V-tweeters, and tweets in general, regardless if they were V-tweeters or not. But some of them actually started grinding.
You'll
and
regret
some
this.
would even implement a few less than ethical tactics. At first, it was relatively subtle, like copying design elements, sometimes intentionally.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Elements, sometimes intentionally to leech off of one of the popular ones, sometimes unintentionally, not to leech.
Unintentionally. Unintentionally? This is really unintentionally? Really?
But because they found it to be a cool design gimmick, or because they
Oh. Wait, we talked about this one. Isn't that the stupid idiot that has OnlyFans? Yeah, May. Yes, it's her. And it happened again. I'm embarrassed to post this. I usually manage to resolve these things privately, but the artist ghosted me after saying they have never seen my design before. 3 people reached out to me, say somebody copied my design. Come on. We are like Fox girl VTubers from Shrine Fox girl VTubers. Like we are almost all nearly the same. You just change a few details. You cannot claim that someone stolen your design. It's too much. It's too much simple concept for you to fix that. That's real crazy. Uh, three people reached out to me saying somebody copied my design. It's not the first time this happens, and usually super chill if we share some elements. White-haired kitsune girls in kimonos are so common. Yes, they are. Guess what? I'm one too. This is not the most disrespectful case I've seen, but it definitely makes me uncomfortable. Just because you simplified or added elements doesn't mean you're not copying elements from me and lying to my face about it. Imagine the damage you're doing not only to my community, but the person who may purchase this not knowing they are stealing somebody's whole brandy. Oh my god, man.
They looked up to the VTuber, or sometimes two different minds just come up with the same design.
That is actually correct. I can think of 4 white foxu off the top of my head. Mizuki, Kisha, Alana, Tema. Wait, but I think Alana is blue, right? No, wait. The clothes are blue, but no, yeah, she's white, yeah. Tema, granted, Alana and Mizu are only part-time white foxes, yeah.
Design or gimmick at the same time. But then it started to escalate.
Yeah, I told that this May person is a OnlyFans creator, a content creator.
People started aggressively collabing with other VTubers, not to foster friendships, but to borrow
Fubuki
platform
is quite
or
old,
organize
right?
their own network, having their fingers on a bit of everyone's pie. They would pretend to be fans or supportive, slowly worming their way to that creator's circle, pestering them, not really even considering them as friends, but more so jumping pads just so they can leech off of them a little bit. An entire discussion even appeared on Twitter about this, on whether or not collabing should purely be a business decision or something you should be able to do with just your friends. There's nothing
No, wait, let me read the collab partner. Did you actually expect us to become friends after collab? Kinda. Yeah, collab is different from friends, sadly. I think I'm learning that too.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it does speak to the intentions of many VTubers and how they appear on stream. Because to a fan, how do we tell who are real friends versus who are just collabing to social climb and rub shoulders with bigger content creators? It got to a point that even big creators
Alana has whites, but her mod is definitely more associated with blue than whites. Yeah, it's the same opinion I have about her
started
model.
complaining about how used they feel when they became victims of this. But VTuber wannabes weren't the only parasites, there were also Twitch e-girls. Even e-girls and Twitch streamers were using the VTuber tag on Twitch at one point to capitalize off of the rising trend, which
I actually have a lot of friends in Risk Void. At least I have friends in this space. There's Eustace and Zella, yes. And there's plenty of people that I actually never collabs, but are also my friends that we just didn't collabs yet, yeah. But I have plenty. Yeah, and I'm not complaining or anything. Don't worry about that.
gave way for a lot of these e-girls to try their hand on the medium, without really
I wish, by the way, I wish I had time to answer everyone. People always like I actually had a few people that stopped to talk about me because I don't reply, like I don't usually reply that, or I read the message and I forget to reply, and I get those people get actually tired of me not replying and stop to talk with me, to be honest.
even understanding, appreciating, or participating in the culture. But if that wasn't enough, they'd repost memes, copy-paste and recycle engagement bait strats. And look, I respect it. I like reading through some of these trends and engagement baits myself, but some of them can get a little too weird for comfort. It could be vague posting about something.
I'm sorry for
It could
that,
be a
by the
rage
way.
bait. It could be
It's not
sympathy bait,
intentional.
or even virtue signaling. Sometimes they'd even join trends that are usually a guaranteed attention magnet like art raffles or more notoriously, VTuber versus IRL, who started off innocent enough and still in line with the medium, but then they started to integrate actual flesh posting. And the moment this happened, it became a bit of a slippery slope. Because then a lot of indie VTubers started to not just stop on the VTuber versus IRL trend, but started to integrate their bodies and faces as part of their regular content. And I'm not talking about the occasional hand cam or walking streams, I'm talking about IRL. I say this mostly as observation than judgment, but
Oh.
there's a lot of VTubers whose regular content, whether that be on their streams or on their tweets, aren't
No, she has a no. Why?
really even of their characters anymore, but rather their bodies, and it eventually falls into a pipeline of doing OnlyFans or fanslay content that don't even
Why?
use their VTuber models' porn like what many authentic lewd VTubers do.
I honestly don't like that. Okay, I honestly don't like that. For example, you have like you start a VTuber career, and just to to be IRL streaming, and I don't like that. Oh, you're a VTuber, or you're a Flash streamer. Like, but I mean, people do what they think is best, right? But I'm talking about my personal taste, my personal opinion. You cannot be both, okay? For me. Of course, people will keep doing that. Okay? I'm not telling what is actually right or wrong. I'm talking about my taste. Like, I wouldn't watch someone that VTube is like that. I wouldn't.
And look, I know there's a lot of weird hate against Fansly using VTubers now, and if the VTuber uses their actual VTuber models or just art of themselves, I think that's fair game. The occasional flesh posting to me is okay, especially cosplay related ones, even if it's not safe for work, especially if you've been upfront about your content, and especially if that was the natural pipeline for your career.
Or if you wanna be a NetTot or OOF creator or some bullshit like that, do and you're a VTuber, just do like Melody, for example. You know that does her plus 18 stuff using her avatar, like not IRL.
Like if you were a porn VA, for example, or a VR chat streamer. But I think if your regular content and your NSFW is just your IRL, especially with your face attached and you market yourself as a VTuber, I would be inclined to think that in large part you're not really a VTuber. Of course, there are exceptions, especially when you're categorized as a live streamer who happens to have a VTuber model like Onigiri and Keisan, but it's hard not to think that way. And the thing is, this trend is not exclusive to Western VTubing, as much as a lot of the whining traditional fans like to believe. Many indie JP VTubers actually exploit this as well. If you use the godforsaken site known as Twitter, you might
What
have
the
seen a lot
fuck?
of these. A lot of VTubers bouncing their tits and showing their full naked bodies, and it gets them lots of views. Goonbait is and always will be a tried and true method for catching the
I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Just be a fucking Flash streamer. You would have the same views or even more if I just don't see both working well. Or you do one or you do another. That's not why? What the fuck,
attention
man?
in the internet. But perhaps on a VTuber's last attempt to find viewers, some take on one of the bigger gambles, breaking what used to be a big taboo in VTubing: political commentary. You see, traditionally, VTubing was supposed to be non-political. Like, there was nothing about anime e-girls that was supposed to reflect real-world current happenings. It was supposed to be a place for escapism. You don't fucking preach about BLM and fuck.
Oh, I became a problem then. It's talking about me. It's talking totally, 100% about me. I'm the problem now. I'm society's problem, huh?
Ice whenever you're live or you're tweeting, but you also don't preach about the fucking loss of Christian values or pearl clutch about sex work.
Yeah, I'll just do this then. I just do this exactly then. It's like her and stop about talk about politics. Yeah, that like we got a huge freaking huge like Zunga Badunga model and yeah and oh my god.
But as it is when niche nerdy things become mainstream,
It's over. It's over. I'm political commentary VTuber. Like it's over. It's over.
political people come in from all walks and backgrounds. It's always been a thing
I'm the problem of the VTuber community, not the e-tots, e-whores, the liberal woke-tard VTubers. No, it's me, of
on
course.
Twitter, but they were largely ignored up until the big 2023, when peak
Look, don't close your eyes to what's happening. Please don't ignore this and say the VTuber community should stay off politics. That They should just stay happy and pretend nothing. Just get up with the news and stay safe, everyone.
3, when Pikami and
Yeah.
Silverville were harassed
You don't wanna. It's like I said before. Like you don't wanna talk about politics. It's up to you. It's up to you. You have all the right to not be political at all. You don't have to. But sooner or later, we live in a polarized world now. Sooner or later, people will expect you to say the side that you are, or they will start like even if you don't want to, they will start to interpret and sometimes even wrong some hints you will passively like not want to, but will end up like giving them to determine by themselves the side that you are. And you may end up like being in the side that you don't want to, not your personal or like political point of view at all, you know? So I believe like staying over the fence is not a great option, but you have the right to, of course. But people will interpret you sooner or later in one side. You'll have enough time like producing content, and people will look at you and tell you pretty well like some people can hide for some years, some maybe 1, 2, 3 years, but sooner or later they will discover which side are you on by themselves, even though you're hiding, or worse, misunderstand the side you're actually in, you know, which can actually be a way terrible effect. You can just state the side that you are, and don't talk about politics all the time. No one will give a shit later. Like that's it. That you don't need to be constantly talking about that. Just like not so often. Just talk about something that's on your mind, your opinion. Not like you don't need to be something that is always searching for the problems of today's world, society, and etc. You just be you, not being political at all. Just play your games and give your opinions, like not thinking if one side will actually think something or one side will think another something. Just give your personal opinion on that and fuck it.
asked by Twitter slacktivists because they dared to play the wizard game. But then other communities started to form, and then other communities that were formed to counter them. It subtly started with people like Kershaw. Pipa also got roped into it. Bro doesn't want any of this bullshit in the industry and was never really part of the entire culture war.
I still cannot pronounce Kershaw. Name right. Vicky pronounce it. I hope he pronounced it the right thing. I mean, it's Kershaw. Okay, so I'll call Kershaw now because I heard he said Kershaw. Okay. Silvervale, I like her mother. Like her mother is very pretty. I also like. I saw like, even though it may sound contradictory, but at least like she cosplay herself as her character in the IRL. I also find that very cute and all, like But I mean, she's grouped with the same tards that it ends here. Okay, it literally ends here. Like, yeah. She's another one that I used it to watch, to enjoy watching like a few years ago, and I don't watch anymore as well. But I still don't think that she's worse than Shy Lady, for example, Cinder or Bao. But she's close enough.
However, the identity politics crowd deemed her to be right-leaning because she hates that this poison was infesting the industry, and because Face Connect was, loved by 4chan. On the other side of the aisle, there were also multiple people making their declarations, like Uki Violetta of Nijisanji EN's blatant hate for white people, and Finana's Educate Yourself incident, claiming that the Japanese term trap was transphobic. This happened in 2022, but whatever. A lot of these politically charged incidents slowly but surely gave rise to a new breed of political figures. Now, we have seemingly right-leaning figures like Powder and Leaflet, while on the other we have Nyara and, Anna Valens?
And why Yara and Anna Valens are irrelevant? What the fuck, man? Who actually? I think these guys, they became important like that. They become. I mean, I am saying important in the sense that they become widely known just because everyone on the other side uses them to to talk to show the shits that they are constantly talking about, and they end up like being recognized as piece of shit. But even so, there are piece of shit we all know out there, and Valens and Yara.
Mark? Sorry, I could not think of any
Mobiles and calls.
left-leaning, politically charged VTubers that had like a bigger platform. There's also more on Twitter, by the way. We now have lots of political commentators in VTubing who mostly just tweets about it and occasionally does a little bit of streaming or who doesn't stream at all. I'd explain
Yeah, I just do a little bit of streaming, just 8, 10, 12 hours. Yeah, not much.
more of the history about how this happened, but that's worth an entire video. Y'all are gonna have to settle on a super reductive, oversimplified version. All of this combined had VTubing develop its own battleground of political ideologies. Now more than ever, talking about politics is a risky yet effective way to grow your numbers, regardless of right or left. If you are a traditional VTuber fan, it's like a landfill was forming right outside your gated village. If you go outside the gate, you can definitely fucking smell it. It's gotten to a point that even it has attracted the attention of traditional fans who normally wouldn't participate in these kind of discussions. But in lieu of the happening being outside, some feel compelled to say their piece, especially Nijisanji fans, because some members there are more politically driven than others. Though perhaps it was always inevitable that politics was going to invade VTubing. So hey, if you need a quick number or follower boost, say one of the two things. The N-word hard R and preach about Christianity or something, or that white people need to be cold and fuck the patriarchy, or something. But Nusagi
Actually, no. Otherwise I would have like 5,000 followers on Twitter, and I don't have.
I hear you ask, what if I'm not North American and these politics don't apply to me? Tough luck. Pretend to be a Westoid, I guess. Or maybe be racist towards Koreans and the Chinese instead. That usually works sometimes. All these strategies, from copying design elements, copying and participating in rampant engagement, sympathy, and rage bait, the leeching, the trend joining, the drama farming, we'll get into that later, and the political grifting, all scream one point. Everyone wants attention. That everyone, and I mean everyone, is competing hard for the limited attention and eyes VTubing has. VTubing ultimately has a cap on the numbers of viewers. The biggest VTuber that we have that is yet to be surpassed was Gargura at 4 million subscribers. That is like less than 10 times smaller than the regular community. And it's one that hasn't really moved significantly since 2020. So everyone is a bit desperate. Everyone is struggling to keep their career sustainable and is often willing to do anything to reach the top or maintain their status quo, even if it means betraying, even if it means LARPing, even if it means sacrificing your mental health. And because everyone is having a difficult time, it leads to the next
That's true.
in our pipeline, disillusionment. For the VTuber side, after the usual agency experience of being abused or sex-pested or even bullied by your own genmates, it might be a little hard to trust people again. But what is even harder is if the people you used to work with, like your genmates, started to actually be successful and climb the ladder. You know some of these people.
Be successful.
They are not good people. How the fuck are they being rewarded? Another case, what if the acquaintance or friend that you've trusted so much that you've exposed your heart to ends up betraying you after 1 or 2 disagreements? Hell, another would be if a third-party company that you hired to deal with your shit ended up scamming.
TK says things. People use grifting too much. They use it anytime someone says a political opinion. It's like all the tards calling everything AI, even if it's 10-year-old. Your commentary is an AI too. I'm joking.
Scamming you.
I'm being.
Maybe the
I'm
fans
just
you've lovingly
joking.
cultivated
Oh, what a cute model.
decides to abandon you.
Oh, wait, isn't that Nyaners? But it doesn't look like me. It's an older model. I don't know. Is it Nyaners or am I wrong?
You after you're no longer the shiniest girl in the block. Or worse, if you do GFE, turn into an auntie after they just try to dox you and discover that you had a partner, or if you did something that they did not like. What does any of this mean for a girl? Disillusionment.
How to
The
pick
magic
up
is
a
gone.
duck.
You see the industry for what it truly is behind the scenes. Different cabals scheming, conniving, and backstabbing their way to the top. A bunch of immature, high school-minded, and emotionally, intellectually stunted people who would dump an expose on your ass for a mistake that could have been talked out in private. A bunch of predatory and exploitative individuals trying to siphon as much money and clout as they can from anyone they can snake out of. This medium that used to inspire so much creative spark in you has begun to develop a negative association, a feeling that looms so heavy it makes you want to give up on this industry. And that is a very, very sad thing. And if you are a fan or an audience member, it's a bit simpler. The collapse of multiple agencies you might have been a fan of, the exposés and many mistakes of the creators you've loved, the vague posting, the
Oh God, I'm always reminded that Nonetheless is a piece of shit that comes from my country.
frequent drama that they get themselves embroiled in or started, the side comments, the questionable decisions, all piled on top of each other.
I was too busy paying to see what happened in Twitter. What I mean by NSFW, since a lot of people are confused, I'm okay with loads and never have not been okay with it. I just don't like seeing people fuck and proceed to be railed on live stream. Oh my God, this will never not be funny. To me, being a bitch, that's nothing new. What? I've never been nice to people. Yeah, you're a bitch in many other ways. And another way that you're posing here, that's nothing new. And I've never been nice to people I don't care about. Respect. Slash respect. Y'all are y'all. I hate. Why do I hate people say y'all so much? I are so bored that someone that just don't like porn made you personally get reeled up. I just genuinely can't really care. If you don't want to respect it, or even try to see what I mean, I see no reason to be even respectful remotely to some losers. Losers! I'd be lying if I said I was sorry.
Plants a seed of doubt in your head, and that seed eventually grows.
That's a statement. That's a saying by the girl that got railed on a string while her boyfriend or whatever it was in the next door, like in the other room, like being cooked while playing a game.
You just stop liking people. You just stop trusting VTubers. Stop trusting VTuber agencies. That once source of boundless
Yeah, I will totally say stop trusting VTuber agencies. Yeah. I would say also stop trusting VTuber groups.
joyful energy from your favorite streamer group could get spoiled by one bad Google Docie. Suddenly, you question if your Oshis are the people you thought they were. You notice how fake a lot of things seem. It is reminiscent of celebrity culture before the internet was a thing. People loved actors. People really only hated certain
Yeah, Dark Hawk said everything. More of the story, do not put anyone on a pedestal. As simple as that. Yes, that's true. That's true. The literal radical of the word idol, to idolize someone, it's a wrong concept already. Because the concept of you have an idol, it's someone that you're literally where you're putting your heart and attention at. So you're making that the most important thing of your life, Like technically, it would be even like, if you're a Christian, it would be even against God.
celebrities for superficial reasons like, Justin Bieber gay or his music bad. But when the internet became a thing, they started yapping, and the more they opened their mouth, they revealed how dumb, malicious, or profoundly unlikable they are. In but half a generation, their carefully crafted PR and identities got broken down online because they cannot shut the fuck up. Such a thing is happening in VTubing. Even VTubers that used to be uncriticable now have critics because of the things they do or say, and sometimes it's even because of things they don't do or say. Figures like Bao, Amalie, Ironmouse, Shiley, and even fucking Yag.
I know, remember, which one is this? Iron Mouse, yeah, Iron Mouse. Yeah, Iron Mouse has been saying some shit lately that really... I overall still like her, but come on. It's complicated. She's getting complicated to defend.
Iago, While they are still beloved in the mainstream, doubts about their character had been planted already, and these doubts are no longer just living in 4chan boards and circles. They are a bit more widespread now, just waiting
I don't know this person
for
too.
their next
This is Nonetheless. Okay.
drama so they can jump like an alligator. And whether you agree or disagree with the criticisms around them, it's
What the fuck is this you?
clear that the tides are shifting against the medium as a whole. And I think this is just a symptom of the greater point, that people are noticing. And when
I
people
forgot
notice,
this one.
they do one of two things: step back or double down. Those that aren't unemployed or do actually touch grass prefer to step back. But because these are VTuber fans that are dedicated and parasocial to their favorites, and because these are VTubers that need their platforms to be alive, most industry members opt to actually double down. Thus, the next D happens: division. Every VTuber wants to grow, no matter fucking what. Everyone wants the industry to improve and expand, but everyone sees how to do it differently. Old school traditional VTubers and fans prefer to keep it as it is when they joined, character-driven, dismissive of drama, a space truly and purely for weebs and losers, light-hearted. Usually, these are your Hololive and small agency fans, and VTuber fans who's been around since 2020 or 2021. Anyone that's adjacent to the JP side of the industry, really. But newer fans want to see it change. Bereft of idol culture, no parasocialism, able to show your faces, sanitized. These people came from the Twitch and Western streamer culture, so these two types of fans see certain acts or cultural aspects differently. For a few examples, traditional fans hate the trend hopping and engagement bait and the VTuber versus IRL because it's not something that VTubers of their era would do. It muddies how a VTuber could
So I think I'm considered traditional in that state too, because I really don't like that trend at all. Because I really think you should do one thing or another, not just this bullshit crap of being VTubing and face streaming or body streaming while VTubing, like showing VTuber avatar face and flash body. Like, I don't know. I really don't like
be
that.
counted, and what a VTuber even means, whereas newer fans absolutely enjoy it or don't mind. Newer fans hate a lot of the JP-sourced cultures of VTubing, such as law
Twitchers dislikes a lot of Japanese cultures that came from VTubing. Twitchers dislikes a lot of Japanese cultures that came from VTubing. Yeah, I really like a lot. My country has that a lot. Like almost all VTubers that have in my country, they are all like from the same like type of VTubing as Japan. Yeah, like all of them try to do this idol stuff. We don't have like VTuber political commentators here. We don't. We are starting to have a few now. I can count in my hand, in one of my hands. I don't think I use even three fingers of the five to count them. That are like actually political commentators that actually give opinions and are not like is stuck in the idol bullshit industry. I really can't. I think I can only count three. And I'm not even sure if you are three. I think are two. Two names. Uh, in my country that are not like that. All the others that I know, like, are all from this culture of idol thing here. It's here. It's too much like Japanized. Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Ollie, idol culture, and even the character bits, whereas traditional fans are absolutely okay with these and even love parts of it. Traditional fans wants to
Okay,
keep
Instance.
real-world
Okay,
affairs
thank you
and
very much.
politics out of their
Thank you
anime
for the
girls
support.
and
Thank you for
values
being here.
professionalism and orderliness. Whereas newer fans tend to value the lawlessness and wants to have current affairs follow them into their brand a lot of the time. This is VTubing's very specific brand of politics, and you might even notice that it has a very interesting reflection onto actual real-world politics. My perspective is that old fans were taken in by VTubing's very niche appeal. VTubing had its set culture, similar to any community. Its target demographic were originally people like me, weebs, nerds, and losers. But when VTubing got popular, many opportunistic e-girls as well as predatory businessmen saw a golden opportunity. And when the large influx
Dark Hawk, if there's one thing that real people value is authenticity, regardless of being regular streamers of VTubers. I think we are start to shifting in that direction, Darkhawk, but I don't think we are at it yet. Because the moment that we really become it, these bigger VTubers like Charlie, for example, uh, Cinder, all these girls that are always like causing drama in province, always being a piece of shit. All of them would be like zero or like zero viewers, like not zero, but they would have a lot less if that was true. Because if there is one thing that they are not or authentical, you know. But I will not disagree though that they can be entertaining, but being entertaining is not the same as being authentical. I don't think they are authentical. I think we had like a lot of samples already to know that they are all performative, fake, and gay. You know, and so if that was true, they wouldn't be so bigger as they are. And many other examples like that.
Influx of these people came, they chose to dismiss many of its cultural aspects and turned it into an aesthetic choice, or a brand new buzzword that they can pitch to investors or something. Some of the new people coming in aren't really even weebs. They're tourists that just saw what looks to be the cool new fresh hip thing, or just wanted to have the feeling of identifying with something. I always mourn the death of a culture that were made by nerds and losers, because when said cultures became mainstream, a lot of what makes it soulful gets removed for something more normal. The current development of VTubing is just one of the mainstream's many victims, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's not like I liked all parts of the traditional culture too. For example, while I don't mind GFE or parasocial relationships and even think it gets overly demonized, I also think that it's weird some traditional fans hate it when their Oshis talk to the opposite sex like a Holostar or Nijisanji member. That's
I really find that ridiculous. I really find that so freaking ridiculous. You cannot do a collab with a guy because your audience will throw rocks at you like if it was a prostitute of Babylon or something.
some people engage too deeply with it or have deluded themselves into thinking that these VTubers, these girls, are
Girlfriend experience is highly destructive. I don't know about that. No, I really don't know about that. I don't know like people. I don't know VTubers that do girlfriend experience that actually. I mean, I can imagine why. I mean, they get a boyfriend, and everything that is on the boyfriend on the girlfriend experience with them, that pays for the experience of the girlfriend, like gets like cooked or feel like cooked, and it starts hating on her and stop watching her. I can reach that conclusion, but I don't think it actually ruins them. After all, I mean, I'm not saying that they are wrong for that. Of course they are. I think like if you are selling girlfriend experience, you really you really should be avoid the relationship at all. But at the same time, like if she's selling girlfriend experience, she's not different from a whore, right? I mean, she's literally selling like the. I mean, it's another kind of prostitution. Sometimes some of them will also like show like photos and etc. But even if you don't do that and just act as a girlfriend, but without the porn side of thing, the sexual part of the thing, it would still be prostitution of your intellectual, of your being, of your yeah, it would still be prostitution. So yeah, girlfriend experience is no difference of Ihorican girls of OnlyFans. But what I'm trying to say with that is that if you're a girlfriend experiencing and like selling this experience to a lot of users and you have a boyfriend, uh besides the physical thing, you both like are not like having too much difference. So I think the audience should consider the boyfriend in that case like it's just one more person having the girlfriend experience. The difference is that the person has the body too. The physical body, yeah. But I mean, it's not. I really don't think it's that much different. I think like if all of them it's already having like the girlfriend experience, even though like she doesn't have any boyfriend, even though she doesn't have any boyfriend, it's already a cooking thing because everyone is her boyfriend technically, you know. So everyone is a cook there. This is what I think. Okay, this is what I think. I really think that. I really think that. I think that's so freaking weird. But I don't think that even though they can lose some visibility and all, even when they find out that they have like boyfriends or whatever, they keep like having a lot of money yet, so it doesn't actually ruin them, financially ruin them. And with time, people forget and new people start to come in and blah blah blah. And we are pretty much okay, yeah. And also, you get a lot of visibility with the problems that arose of this, and you gain more gooners with that too.
actually single. The tribalistic parts of idol culture is something I don't like. I don't like how certain bad situations are often downplayed because they don't like the negative air of drama, and they perpetuate this forced air of sanitation. And in relation to that, I don't like how hugboxy it feels most of the time. Some of these people actually worship the multi-million-dollar agency and treat these adult women like they're toddlers. Criticism, even constructive, is not welcome. At the same time, something that I agree with the newer fans is self-expression. Being able to talk about problems in the industry is a good thing. Being able to do more with the concept of piloting a virtual character is cool, to a certain extent. For example, I think lewd tubing is
To a
fine,
certain
but even
extent.
saying that is going to give me fierce pushback from traditional fans, and at the same time, it isn't enough to count me in as welcome in the newer fans' tribe. But why I am talking about this isn't to broadcast my opinion, it's to explain that my situation is only one of many, and it's a consequence of this big divide. Nuances are thrown out of the window to favor agendas and broader, more extreme narratives. You, as a fan or a VTuber, are categorized based off of vibes, based off of the VTubers that you watch, and you are supposed to help the collective push the agenda even if there are things you disagree with on your own tribe. I remember back in the day, there used to be cross-pollination between cultures. Holo and Twitch VTuber fans, for example, were like curious and generally welcoming citizens that wanted to meet with each other and see the sides of their nations. It used to be a big deal, and an entire event even, when a Hololive member would collab with a VShojo member or a Nijisanji EN member. For example, do we all remember the Romeo and Juliet memes of Kiara and Pomo? But again, as time passed on, the differences grew too big. Incidents such as the big Nijisanji EN Discord leak, the VShojo Nuxtaku situation, Salengate, the Wizard Game incident, and other politically laced drama created a sense of animosity between each other. And
It really sounds real retarded when we see like this, like just the headlines of each problem, right? In fact, like most of them are actually retarded.
yes, there are still traditional fans that like new VTubers and new VTuber fans that like traditional VTubers, but we rarely see cross
Please don't touch Neurosama. We had kids enough. Let Neurosama alone.
cultural pollination happen anymore. And I think that's a sad thing. Of course, between the traditional and new fans, they have their own sub-factions, right? Incidents like the
What the
Cinderdaki
fuck
Drew
is that?
Circle
The burden of proof is on the accuser, not the accuser. They lied to you. Here is 1,000 pages of proof. Oh, holy shit. Oh, Jesus
in the
Christ.
indie sphere, how that fandom doesn't even know if they should like Filian or
Bye-bye, Fidyan. It was good while it lasted.
not. The Holostars Axin and Sameko Sabadrot also tore a divide in the traditional group. Both are not as unified as you might think. I could draw a map of these groups of people as well as their factions, but that would require me to go full autist mode and speculate like a motherfucker. Maybe I'll do that in another video or something. As a whole, these frequent clashes, these attempts to gain popularity, the disillusion
Wait, they hate Filian? Who hates Filian? Filian is unhateable. No one hates Filian. What the fuck?
people who see the industry for what it is culminate
Of course, only the model creator. I remember that we had a problem with that Filian and that model that she bought. Yeah, I don't remember what exactly was about, but I remember we had a problem about that.
in the last D. Drama. Aside from political grifting, engagement baiting, copycatting,
I think some people hate Fina because she collaborated Keisha. What the fuck, man? Oh, what's... we should create like the trends like rate different the endorsing. Even though I like to rate people that I believe in, you know? Yeah.
virtue signaling, aesthetic stealing, and goonerism, there is also
But sometimes there is just no one that we actually like to rate, and we just do not just like turn down the stream. I try to rate someone new, no? Like for example, I think Roxy was an example of that. Someone in the chat just said songs like, "Oh, rate Roxy," and I think I rated her like 3 times. I rated 4. Yeah, I even watched one of her streams.
drama farming. Now obviously, I'm part of this problem. I've been making videos about VTubing since late 2021, and I originally didn't start covering drama a lot. I was broadly focused towards commentary and recalling events, but during the big 2024, I pivoted somewhat. And now I stream at least once a week talking about the drama that happens in the industry, and I upload highlights and clips onto my second channel. I have a passion for authentically talking about issues, events, and wider topics about VTubing as a culture and
See, it's more weird. Like even more, I know have a channel totally based on that in the video complaining about that. But I mean, I'm not I'm not condemning here or anything. I can understand. I can understand him a bit. You know, even though you hate all of this, like you feel like you need to talk about this. So I understand there are pretty different things, but it's very ironic. Like it cannot not be ironic, you know, when you think about that.
medium. That's what my main channel is for. But me doing drama was a natural step in the pipeline. And the thing is, it's successful. In fact, it is so fucking successful that sometimes even my highlights channel actually beats my main channel in terms of monthly viewership. But the thing is, I'm not the only one that did this, especially in 2024 and 2025. In fact, I would like to think I'm one of the slower ones. Kyo and False ID are gone, and some of the drama-hating parts of the industry celebrated that, but the thing is, they left a massive gap in the market. People that were worse or better were eventually going to replace them, and that gap, that demand, was filled in by creators like Kazahana and Lydia, fucking even Katliente to a certain extent. And that's only on the YouTube side of things. The drama coverage and discussion on the Twitter side is inarguably 100 times worse. On Twitter, it's not just drama and news tubers that talks about news and drama, it's fucking everyone. Everyone has something to say about current event. So in VTubing, whenever something bad happens and if you're on the goddamn site, you're going to know or hear about it one way or another. And the sheer number of people drama peddling makes the negative air around the industry thicker. So much so that 1 week without major
That's
drama
true.
is
I agree
actually
with
a
that.
godsend. VTuber fans can actually breathe for a bit, and I actually get to watch some streams. Blocking people like me isn't really even enough to stop drama from appearing in your timeline at this point. Again, you will hear about drama one way or another. Your timeline might even get full of it, and it's only a matter of time
Yeah,
and topic
that's
that
so
you will eventually
true.
participate in it as well. The main point of this particular D, the core of it, is that negativity sells. Agenda posting, publicly throwing shade at people you don't like but did nothing to you, creating Google Docs for the most nothing burger issues, ignoring healthy communication with your peers so you can make a big stink about it, virtue signaling, and vague posting about le bad thing are all meta strats employed by VTubers big and small, even the ones that you know. Whether you want to admit it or not, a lot of VTubers start drama or exactly know what they're doing by saying or doing something inflammatory, whether for attention or for their own unspoken agenda. All of this compounds. Because people are having a difficult time gaining attention, there's going to be drama. Because people are disillusioned, there's going to be drama. Because people are divided, there is going to be drama. When the industry is filled
Okay,
and dominated by
understood.
high
There's going to be
school-minded
drama.
people, this becomes a toxic and deliberate self-sustaining cycle. I think these are the main reasons why VTubing has become so negative. I'm sure you have something to say that I might have missed, but I think whatever you can think of will roughly fit into one of the 4 Ds. Again,
I think I said a
admittedly,
lot,
I am part
actually.
of this cycle, But I guarantee you 99% of the creators and fans in this space are all part of the cycle too. Many of the VTubers you like might have also politically grifted or currently is, might have also done bad engagement bait or sympathy or rage baits up till now, might have virtue signaled and still do, might have grandstanded and still do, might have started or peddled drama and still do. We just need to be a bit honest with ourselves. Everyone has sort of a hand in setting precedents that made the industry a tiny bit worse. Worse in this case is subjective, but the discussion of it still breathes that same air of conflict, of negativity. And I think that's why we can't go back to the way it used to be. We were just so optimistic and captured by the magical nature of VTubing, now we don't have that figurative anesthesia anymore. However, even if that's the case, there is still a way to engage in VTubing that might preserve a little bit of that magic if it's still on your
Oh,
person.
really?
And it's to uninstall Twitter. No, seriously, just, uninstall Twitter. 99% of the drama comes from Twitter, okay? Or heck, a less effective yet sort of valid way is to block people. You don't want to hear about drama? Block it. You don't like certain VTubers? Block them and their fans. Yeah. To a certain extent, the happiest remaining VTuber fans are the ones that are ignorant of the bullshit that is going on in Twitter and usually just stick to their own circles. Clip watchers who only watch the occasional VTuber clips, or
I think I know this. I think this is Megalodon. This is Numi.
don't give too much of a fuck to delve deep into threads. Casuals who engage with a little bit of everyone. Stream watchers that focus their energy entirely on
I
the
don't know this
VTuber and their
one.
groups.
But probably Japanese because the rigging of their faces and the terrible mouth movements are equal in all of them. Well, I don't know. It might not be Japanese, but might be like the Hololive. Oh, yeah. I think it's Gura here. Yeah. Hololive here.
Streams and only engage with the peers and community instead of everything else. Unironically, the one effective way that I've noticed the happier parts of the industry do is just to ignore everything else. No engaging with it, just ignoring it. Try doing that in 2026. Focusing all your energy into having fun instead of anything else was unironically the source of positivity in 2020. The rest of the world was negative, especially with the pandemic, but VTubers allowed an outlet to be able to have
What the fuck? Use hand come and slap the. It's a really fun way of showing the. Oh my god, the super chat.
fun by ignoring the world for a bit. In a sense, just do the same thing that we've all done before, albeit more deliberate this time. Despite the flawed nature of VTubing and its people, I still call it my home.
Oh yes, up to the brains. Fox are talking shit about mouth rigging. It's something that really makes me. I don't know. Makes me. Gives me the ick. It's seeing like terrible mouth movements of YouTuber models. So that really freaks me out.
There's a reason I keep coming back
That's why I'm so pissed off with my other model, because it doesn't matter how much I mess with, like the mouth movements doesn't look like as. I don't even think that like the mouth movements of this one model that I'm using right now here are that good, but I still think that the other one are worse than this.
to it even after my 10th graduation / hiatus. It's a fucked up place, but there's life here. It's still beautiful. There are still sights to behold, people to meet.
I just don't like people are talking like, and you always see like the mouth open all the time, like without making movements, like the people are talking and the mouth is just like they're open, like as if it was a static image of a mouth open, Really, it's like that. I don't know why this is like that.
Subcultures and communities to explore, and 2D girls to simp for, obviously. So despite the absolute state of VTubing, I'm gonna stick around. And I hope some of the people watching this video
I know I'm picky, I'm annoying, but I'm me. I'm like that and not gonna change. At least, not in the foreseeable future. Just wanna remind you guys, join our Discord server. Like, you be part of the amazing Fox News community. You can watch like be part of the watch parties that we do often there. Movie nights, plannings, and the gaming nights as well. I bet you'll make a lot of friends there. There is very nice people there, and because obviously the ones that doesn't behave well will receive the ban hammer. So obviously there's always like very nice people there, right, guys? Right? Huh? I also want to remind you guys to support Fox on Ko-Fi, Patreon, and or in the last case, like here on the stream on the Kick stream, by gifting subs or subscribing to the stream, but avoids Wooktube. Wooktube doesn't give a shit to me, hates me a lot, and sucks a lot of my money that you guys send to support me. So Wooktube sucks most of it. So avoid Wooktube, okay? Yeah, thank you for watching. Let's go to the next one. Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tail Fox Style member, the Holy Ball, and to all of my 3-tail Fox Style members, Wallany Wolf, Fanny Sylvie, Eat Himself, Chile Not Serious, Eustace the Useful, Zealous Isaiah, Ala Rosas, Max Tenor, Nicotino, Avery, Halcyonic Eder, and TV8. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone that have been supporting me on Ko-Fi, Kick, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. And that's it for today, my dear Fox Links. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.